Today we are going to recreate this video using After Effects, the barbar chart script, and whatever editor you want to use. I will go through all the stages, from finding good data sources, data manipulation to prepare the data and create the CSV files, and then importing the data in After Effects and creating the bar chart trace using barbar chart. Finally, we will add some more videos and titles using another editor. If you subscribe to my membership on Gumroad, you will have access to all the source files of the project I do in my tutorials. The basic membership is only $2 per month. And if you want the Pro membership, you will also have access to the barbar chart scripts together with the Discord chat group and support. The World Bank website contains a lot of interesting statistics. So I've found this life expectancy at birth for men statistic, which could be a good fit for a bar chart trace. So you see there are details for a lot of countries, of group of countries, and you just have to click on the download Excel or CSV file. So you need just to download this file and you can import it into Excel. There are a lot of redundant data. You don't need all of this, absolutely. So you can filter the countries you want to work on. In my case, I chose some countries who were specifically interested, for instance, Switzerland and Japan, because they have the highest values. And then by group, I chose the European Union, China, Russia, United States, United Kingdom, Brazil, the biggest countries around the world, the Arab world, Africa by group of countries. So yeah, this is just to filter all the data because you don't want to load everything in the bar chart trace in barbar chart, because otherwise it's going to be very, 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 very slow to work on the data. Normally, I have clients working with till 100 columns, but then I promise you that After Effects will lag a lot. So normally you would like to work with 10, 15 columns, maybe 20, 30, but yeah, not more if you don't want to have problems. Now that we have a good number of countries, we can just delete some columns we don't need, and then we will need to transpose this table. As in a barbar chart, you need to put the countries in columns and then all the values on the rows. So let's copy all the values, and in a new sheet we paste special and we click on transpose. Then OK, and here the magic happens. We have the format we want. Yeah, let's put a good title on this column. And now we only need to save as a CSV file. Let's jump now in After Effects, where we already have our barbar chart script plugin, and we import our CSV file data, the one we have already created. In the title, we can change it to whatever we like. By default, it's the name of the file. Then we can select the duration in seconds and the width of the composition, and then we can choose a color palette, and we will need to find which is the right graph type for us. In this case, we want something vertical that we want to put on TikTok or something like that, or YouTube Shorts. So we click on the button and we wait for the composition to be created. It will take some seconds, and here we have the composition ready. You can move on the timeline to see how it looks. And now we need to customize a little bit of things. So by default, you see the title is on the left with the vertical configuration, but you can modify a lot of things. So if you click on Essential Properties on the timeline, you can modify the padding of the borders. So in this case, we want it a little bit shorter. You can modify the rotation of the labels. You can modify many other things on the font, the size of the font, of the labels, and the values as well. If you want to further customize the element on the page, you just double-click on the timeline on the composition to open the inner composition. At this point, you have all the details, all the levels, all the layers that you can modify as you like. Just pay attention if there are some scripts linked to the properties, but in general, you can get into each element and play with it to have the feeling, the look and feel that you like. I'm not sure I will keep this title here. Maybe I will put just I will probably delete it and create a new one. The standard elements are supposed to work for most of the clients, but if you want something special, you will need to create new elements. So you will need to play a little bit with the properties of the inner compositions to find the correct result. For instance, we want to modify the time variable where the year is shown. There's this essential property that you can use to move it a little bit. But if you want to change the font or the color of the title and the time variable, you need to go in the inside composition and modify it one by one. I will probably add in the coming versions more essential properties to allow this kind of modifications on the top level. I just want to keep things simple for most of the clients because if you have too many variables here, it can become difficult to understand. So instead of deleting the title, I will just set his visibility to 0. And so I will create a new title in a later stage. Now what I'm going to do, I'm pretty happy with this layout, so I will create a new composition that will contain this bar chart trace, and I will then later add some videos that will go together with this animation. So creating new composition on a vertical layout, Full HD, which is the one I will publish normally on YouTube Shorts or TikTok. And I am taking to this composition the composition with the bar chart trace with the underscore prod at the end. You see that now we have it. We need to center it a little bit to modify. I will probably delete the background, the gray background, and this one. I will increase the. You need to go to the underscore prod, to the essential properties, and then you can modify the spacing of the labels and the width of the labels as well. Yeah, just playing a little bit to find the correct composition. We can now add some more elements to the video. So I've downloaded some footage from Pexels.com where you can have royalty-free videos you can use in your creations. So I found this nice man doing yoga, which I found could be good fit with this stats. And just playing a little bit with the composition to find. I will deleting this background and playing a little bit with usual stuff for motion designers. After playing a little bit with the composition, you can render the MP4 file. And in this case, I've decided to do the final part of the editing in CreateStudio, which is an amazing piece of software. I like it because it has a bunch of presets that you can use for YouTube videos. In this case, you have animated text with different presets with text bouncing. You can bounce it by word, by letter, by row. And the timeline is pretty straightforward to work with, so it's really very easy. We can add some music. You have some pretty interesting music tracks that you can use royalty-free for sure. You can set the fade in, fade out, no problems. And you have a bunch of very cool animations for YouTube as well. You can really find your subscribe animation, and you can just add it to the composition very easily, as you can see. When ready, you just click on Publish, select the format and the destination file, and CreateStudio will start rendering pretty quickly these compositions to obtain the MP4. In this case, we have chosen MP4 as output format. And that's it. Easy.